Do NFL players use that spit tobacco? Hell yeah, they do! Welcome to the Mud Jug One channel. We have a great show planned for you folks today, but before we get started, as usual, we need to pack our lip with a lamb chop hog leg hog nut. Today we are going to be dipping on a little bit of that Copenhagen long cut. Now these new can lids are now available in select states. Do not send me a message and ask where you can find them. Nonetheless, we're going to load our lip. I might as well finish this can off. Finish this can. You gotta get that little Now this stuff here in California is pretty pricey, so I like to lick that damn can and get every little morsel I can. So we need a mud jug to spit in. Well, what's the mud jug of the day? Well, I'll give you guys a hint. You guys seen the movie Dirty Love? Touch my bass!
Time to go fishing, baby. Touch my bass, Rebecca. Touch my bass!
That's right! The Southern Bass Mud Jug is now available. Look at that. This mud jug has bass on it. Imagine that. Bass, lures, Confederate flag lures. Yeah, you know how we do it around here. America! Fuck yeah! And I grabbed two so I can show you guys. Look at this one. It's got a big ass wide mouth on it. You guys can see that. That's a pretty good shot there too. So, basically bass in water with some bass lures. Now I'm sure there's going to be experts out there. Oh, that's not a bass lure on there. That one on the bottom left, right, top corner is not a bass lure. What are you doing putting that on there? Well, you know what? Shut your pie hole. It's good enough for me. The Southern Bass is a mud jug of the day. You guys can get this mud jug on mudjug.com using the coupon code for 25% off all weekend long till Sunday, November 22nd. So the code is BASS, B-A-S-S. So before we get into the main topic of discussion, we're going to do a little house cleaning here. I'm going to show you guys a few things. We're getting ready for the holidays. We're getting all kinds of shit on our website. We got these crazy new trailer hitch covers. Made in America, by the way. It says in the back, made in USA. Fuck yeah! And I know exactly where they made them. I went down to the plant where they made them. We also got these crazy ass magnetic bottle openers with the Confederate flag in the background. And the Mud Jug dog tag. Yes, these are sick as tits. These got crazy industrial magnets. You stick that on your fridge or your old lady's ass and you just pop off that, that bottle. So we got that. Let's see. Oh yeah, we just came out with a new Outlaw Mud Jug branded t-shirt. That's right. Mudjug.com, only place to get them. Pretty sick design. We came up with that. We want to integrate the Mud Jug logo, but also with the Outlaw logo, so those are now available as well. Holidays gets nuts, guys and gals. It gets crazy, so we like to get stocked up. Oh yeah, we got these new Hunter Orange shirts out. Oh yeah, check out Diesel Nation. So before we get into the topic of discussion, I have a little printout here, so we're going to go through that. But I do want to say that, I do want to send my condolences. Not that anybody over there is going to see the video, but I do want to mention everything going on in Paris and how it's crazy, man. And I do want to send up my condolences out to family, friends, and of course some of the victims that were injured in the Paris shootings, bombings, etc. It's unfortunate that things like that happening in this world more and more every day. And I'm actually planning on doing a video in the near future regarding terrorism and the way that society is, and I got a whole list of stuff, so that'll be a long, very interesting video. I'll give you guys my perspective. We got a spineless roach for a president. I hate to say it, but it's only going to get worse till we get rid of him. And I think we need somebody in office like Donald Trump, believe it or not, someone who's way on the other side, opposite of these liberal, tree-hugging, pussified Democrats. But that's just my own personal opinion. So I came across an article. I think we posted it on Twitter or something, but it's an article regarding the Vikings running back, Adrian Peterson, who had an issue with swallowing some dip on the plane. And there was an article about it, and I wanted to go through some of that stuff. Everybody thinks that all these Major League Baseballs are dippers, chewers, which obviously a lot of them are, but according to this article, Adrian Peterson has been dipping for over 10 years, and it seems as though the National Football League players are now supposedly using a higher, or they're dipping more than players in the Major League Baseball. The lowest estimate was that 40% of NFL players dipped. The highest was 60%. I was actually shocked when I heard those numbers. The Major League Baseball the numbers seem to be trending much lower than that, according to this article here. One NFL coach said it's called the silent plague. I don't think guys using it understand the dangers it presents, this NFL coach stated. Well, I don't think you understand the dangers it doesn't present there, dickhead. The Mayo Clinic states that there are certain risks, including such and such and such and such, for oral cancer with people who use smokeless tobacco products, yada, yada, yada. It also says that dip is highly addictive. Well, no shit. The NFL and the unions involved are trying to curb the use of chew and dip, but players don't give a shit. I like that attitude, damn it. So the article goes on and says that this is an epidemic, and we will have to see what happens in the coming years when it comes to the potential increases for causing cancer among NFL players. So this is what I think of that article. As you guys can probably imagine, it's all horse shit. Maybe the numbers are right on NFL players who dip. I was shocked when I saw those numbers. I thought you guys might be interested to hear those numbers. I don't know how accurate they are, but even 20% is high, but 40 to 60, that's huge. Too bad we can't put any NFL logos on our mud jugs because of copyright reasons, etc. But nonetheless, fuck them. So, we're gonna do some news of the week. We're gonna talk about NASCAR. Holy shit. I was so pissed off. I set my DVR to record a NASCAR race, a Phoenix race, Cup race, and then it was rain delay and this and that. And when I finally figured out what was going on and turned the TV on to find out where it was playing, they had called the race, and the way they called it was just horse shit. So, looks like it's gonna be Jeff Gordon, Kyle Fuckface Busch, Kevin Hardick, and Truex, Martin Truex Jr., who are the top four in the final race, Homestead. Well, I'd like to see Jeff Gordon win, and you guys all know if Kyle Busch wins, I'm gonna go ballistic. I really am. I'm gonna go fucking ballistic. In other news, Ronda Rousey, I do want to talk about the UFC for a little bit. There's a lot of UFC fans out there. Ronda Rousey got knocked the fuck out, and thank good God she did, because when you get that cocky and that arrogant, karma has a way of coming around and biting you in the ass, and she was about due. And I don't know why she would even think that she could stand and bang with that chick standing up. I mean, the smart thing would have been to take her to the ground and obviously put her in an armbar or whatever. This chick, Holmes, she did not have, or does not have, the ground skills, even a quarter of the ground skills Ronda Rousey has. Why would you stand and bang with her? She wanted to prove a point. Well, I think Holly Holmes proved a point that every great fighter goes down eventually. There's always going to be somebody better. Let that be a lesson to you. The universe has a funny way of putting people in their place. So, since we are talking about the NFL and NFL players dipping, let's talk about professional athletes in general. I know a lot of UFC, a lot of fighters are dippers. Obviously, you can't be smoking cigarettes because that's going to kill your cardio, so they resort to packing their lips, which is the way to go. Cowboy Cerrone, he's one. I'm a big fan of him. We actually tried sponsoring Cowboy Cerrone a few years back, and the UFC said, "Kick rocks! You can't do it. That's a tobacco-related product." But yet, you got Bud Light and Mickey's and all these alcohol companies, they sponsor UFC up the ass. But, Major League Baseball now, there's a lot of teams in California here where they've basically banned any players from using smokeless tobacco. I don't think that putting a ban on a professional athlete regarding tobacco and alcohol use is even is even appropriate. These guys are professional athletes. They're grown-ass men and women. Let them do whatever the hell they want to do. You know, it's this double standard shit that I always resort to, go back to when it comes to some of my videos regarding smokeless tobacco. Smokeless tobacco gets lumped into the same category as cigarettes, which is horse shit. You guys all know that. I've done videos on that. Meanwhile, there's way more people dying from alcohol-related deaths. Way more, 100 times more people dying from alcohol-related deaths than there is from people using smokeless tobacco. I've personally been dipping for almost 20 years. No problems, knock on wood. So, we're gonna do Soldiers Troops of the Week. I do want to mention, we didn't film a video last week. Last week was Veterans Day. I want to give a special shout out to all the veterans and thank them for their service. I do have a few Troops of the Week. First one will be Staff Sergeant Brian Wolf, 7-year Marine Corps, 8-year Army, and is still in the Wisconsin National Guard. Next is Seaman Apprentice Shane McGovern in the Navy, who's based out of Texas. Next is Lance Corporal Barton from U.S. Marine Corps. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to the U.S. Coast Guard, in particular based out of Cutter Katmai Bay. I think I said that right. Sam Dale Hall and that whole crew out there, U.S. Coast Guard crew. I want to give them a special shout out. And I guess that concludes the Soldiers Troops of the Week. So speaking of Soldiers Troops of the Week, when you purchase a limited edition mud jug on our website, like the Southern Bass, for example, you get a free mud jug. You get a free basic roadie or classic. There is a button on there where you can donate that free mud jug to the troops. We're getting more and more people doing that, and I do want to thank everyone out there who's done that. I'm glad that people see the value in that. We're always sending over mud jugs overseas. I just got an email. I'm gonna look it up right now. Bear with me. Let's see. Aaron Keck. He's in the Navy, but he's working with a bunch of Marines, and he said there's about 40 dippers in the 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines Lima Company. So we're gonna send some mud jugs over to those boys over there and hopefully put a smile on their face. Last video I mentioned the top selling state of all time that purchases mud jugs off our website is Texas. A lot of people ask, well, where's Kentucky land in there? Where's Idaho and all this shit? So I figured maybe you guys might find it interesting. Believe it or not, it's always Texas, but then it's Ohio and Pennsylvania. They flip-flop a lot. And California. Can you guys believe that? California! Number 4, maybe sometimes 5. But there's a lot of rednecks in NorCal. There's a lot of military bases in SoCal. So, that probably has a lot to do with the California numbers. But Kentucky's pretty high. Indiana, not too bad. New York's up there typically too, believe it or not. A lot of upstate guys are dippers out there. That's about it. Get yourself a Southern Bass mud jug, mudjug.com. Use the coupon code BASS, 25% off, and make sure you get what you want to get for holidays, because I'm telling you, it's gonna get crazy around here. Already starting to pick up. So I'll leave you with this. Always be a man, reach for that can, because if it ain't dip, it ain't shit. And if you ain't packing, you slacking. And if you break a glass,
Punch my fucking bass!
I'm out.